Here's one thing I know for sure. Sunday is a day of rest. That, good friends, is a known fact. And here's another one. Spike TV and Sunday, they were made for each other. So watch and rest.
Tonight, on the world's most amazing videos, a magician bursts into flames when a trick blows up in his face. Plus, a terrifying tornado blasts through a small town, destroying everything in its way. And a frightened woman clings to a narrow ledge as a raging fire blazes out of control. Plus, a cowboy holds on for dear life when his Bronco bucks over the wall. And a TV reporter is slammed to the ground when she gets too close to the story. These are the incredible true life stories of people who face their most desperate hour and live to tell about it. Everything you are about to see is real. Real people, real danger, real excitement. Get ready to experience the thrill of a lifetime. You are about to witness the world's most amazing videos.
Las Pluca de Francolí, Spain. Local resident Jose Morado captures a sight rarely seen in his secluded village. A massive tornado.
I was in the second story of my house when I suddenly noticed a strange wind.
The twister increases in size and strength as it thunders across the countryside. Standing directly in the cyclone's path is the town's main power plant. Suddenly, spectacular explosions of electricity burst within the furious funnel cloud.
Right at that moment, we lost all power in our home.
Winds topping 200 miles an hour rip towering power poles from the ground. Luckily, the tornado misses the center of town and slams into a hillside. Then, the terrifying cyclone appears to dissipate and die out. But watch closely. Jose fails to notice a sudden storm of flying debris right outside his window. The twister is far from dead. It's heading straight for him.
Suddenly, you realize what's happening, and then comes just horror and fear.
Jose turns off his camera and races for cover. Fortunately, the tornado spares his home. But others aren't so lucky. The twister has uprooted trees and knocked down giant power lines across the countryside. Miraculously, no one is killed. But the residents of this quiet village won't soon forget the day nature unleashed its awesome fury. New Sewickley Township, Pennsylvania. Police have been called to this quiet residential neighborhood to investigate a strange disappearance. Officers set up a surveillance camera to videotape this backyard in an attempt to gather evidence. Suddenly, a man wanders out of the wilderness. He casually strolls toward the house as if he lives there. But this is not his home. And those are not his panties.
I've seen this individual probably within 25 feet where I was sitting, actually taking garments off the line by the handsful.
Every Wednesday for the past 7 weeks, this man has been stuffing his pockets with frilly underthings. He's taken so many that the lady of the house is completely out of clean underwear.
We had to go out and get a purchase order to buy undergarments for her to reimburse her to keep the case going.
Then, the thief notices he's being watched. He makes a break for it. But this panty raid is over.
I identified myself as a law enforcement official, and he took off running like a deer out towards the woods with undergarments in his hand.
When police finally catch this brazen undie snatcher, he's only left with one defense. Deny, deny, deny.
he still had a handful when I arrested him. He denied it. He told me that I didn't know what I was talking about.
But when officers confront him with the video proof, they find his defense strategy is full of holes.
So I asked him if he'd mind helping the police, and he said yes, he would. I said, we have a video. Since you pass through there on a regular basis, maybe you've seen a subject. I showed him the video. He said, that's me. I said, well, I guess case closed.
The Paddy Bandit is brought to justice.
He was found guilty in the Beaver County Court
because his own stupidity hung him out to dry. Pairua Harbour, New Zealand. The National Jet Ski Championship is in full swing. Competitors race revved-up machines that rocket across the water at 60 miles an hour. The flag is dropped on the final run, and the racers throttle up to full power. Carl Amundsen is among them, eager to cross the finish line. But as the riders jockey for position around the first corner, there's big trouble. Watch again. In the churning wake of the other jet skis, Carl gets spun around. Before he can recover, the next racer plows right into him. That racer is Stephen Sutcliffe.
Turned my head 180 degrees and saw that the person I crashed into was actually floating face down in the water.
Horrified spectators can only watch as a rescue crew rushes to Carl. They have only seconds to pull him out of the water and try to revive him. Friends and family fear for his life as his limp body is rushed back to shore. But just as he's lifted from the boat, Carl begins to breathe. He's alive. He's quickly put into an ambulance and rushed to the hospital. Now, after 2 years of recovery, Carl is ready to race again.
Well, jet ski racing's not a dangerous sport. As soon as I'm fit and able, I can't wait to be out there doing it again.
Still, he will always be haunted by his terrifying ordeal. Honolulu, Hawaii. 25 stories above the street, Millie McCarter is trapped on the narrow ledge of her bedroom window. The elderly woman's apartment is engulfed in flames. As the fire department arrives, Millie's faint cries for help can be heard from the sidewalk. Deputy Fire Chief John Clark is among the first rescuers on the scene.
When I saw Mildred out on the ledge, I realized immediately that she was trapped. She was in the midst of all of this smoke that was just rolling out of her apartment.
Because Millie is 250 feet up, it is impossible to reach her with ladders. The only hope is for rescuers to fight through the blaze to get her. Meanwhile, Millie hangs out the open window, choking on thick clouds of toxic smoke. As Millie clings to the building, firefighters fear that she will soon lose consciousness and fall, or become desperate and jump.
That was in the back of all of our minds, that she might just give up.
But anyone who thinks she might give up and jump doesn't know Millie.
There were people all around calling to me, telling me, don't jump, which is the last thing I could think of doing was jumping. The only thing I could think of is what's taking them so long.
Within minutes, the rescuers appear in the next window.
There where you are. The firemen are right next to you.
But suddenly, there's more trouble. Firefighters must blast the flames with water before they can reach Millie. Thankfully, she manages to hold on long enough for the firefighters inside to pull her to safety. Take another look at the dramatic rescue. Millie is slammed by the powerful burst of water and broken glass. The debris goes flying, but not Millie.
All of a sudden, I was hit by cool water, and it felt so good. Fortunately, it didn't send me out through the window.
Millie is rushed to the hospital and treated for burns she suffered from the searing heat. Firefighters are amazed that she has survived.
We were feeling the heat with all our equipment on, so we can imagine how much heat she was feeling just being in her nightgown. What an outstanding woman.
Millie owes owes her life to the heroic efforts of the Honolulu Fire Department.
I had complete confidence in them. I expected I was going to be saved, and I was.
The world's most amazing videos will return.